Hi guys, in this video you will see how we built a cool sauna from an old house, and in just 60 days we built a full-fledged two-story house. Let's start from the very beginning. We decided to buy a plot, but since our budget was pretty less, we settled for a piece of the forest. The side was without a fence and was so overgrown with trees that it was unrealistic to walk there.
Before buying the plot, I came to see it. You can't imagine, I couldn't even go to the house that was there.
In general, we took a chance and bought practically without looking this land. It cost us $8,000. When I first came to the site, Sergey had already cut some trees, but there was still a forest here. The first thing I did was look around the house. It was small and full of rubbish. The second floor was under a roof. One could hardly live in this house.
Could you imagine there was even a refrigerator?
Wow, what a cool table.
You're right.
I really like it. I would even put it instead of my bar counter. Oh, and here is some bum room.
Get in, what kind of bum? It's a normal room.
Many trees, bushes and even reeds. We didn't even know where our possessions ends.
We reached the gate.
That's it. We need to put a sign here.
Well, there's also grapes growing there.
After we had cut down almost all the trees and bushes, we began to install the fence. I was surprised how quickly we cleared the area of trees, although I told Sergey that we should have left more trees.
Imagine I found water at the site. It was incredible because we didn't know where to get it all. You see, it's pouring down and getting collected. By the way, the water is relatively clean.
We decided to make a well as we needed water for different needs. For this, we bought a concrete ring. By the way, a week later, the fence was already standing and we paid $1,500 for it. Well, why am I digging alone?
Because I already dug, but no one filmed it.
When we came the next day, this well was full of water. Now we got industrial water and there are not many branches left on the site.
Fika says that somewhere here's more even.
In order to have a safe place to store things, we bought an iron garage. By the way, it weighs 8 tons.
Damn guys, look at our house.
We painted the garage and the old house. We also began to feed the dogs that were running around. We planted some trees. This is peach, this is cherry, there's its pear. There are also 2 berry bushes. Someone threw them away and I planted them in the yard. Since I love plants, I immediately planted a flower bed over there in the corner. First of all, having calculated where the paths would be, we planted a lawn.
It's not fully green yet, it's spots here, it will be at least one. Just imagine how much grass there is, and for here I don't even have any words. When I realized that it needs to be mowed often, the lawn didn't please me so much.
We'll finally have constant water in the country house. You press the button and there will be water. Press it again and there is no water. After we dug a well and put water in, we started making paving stones. After a month, we didn't have to walk on the dirty, wet ground. We had neat paths ready. For a whole year, we had been using the building site for our videos. There was a 2-story pallet house, a concrete ficus land, and finally it was time to build a real house. Of course, we wanted to build it quickly, but we couldn't even imagine that we would build a 2-story house in 2 months. We decided to start building in the spring, so in the fall we began to prepare the foundation. Since the concrete mixture couldn't drive up close, we had to dilute the concrete with water. This didn't greatly affect its strength. Due to the fact that our place for the house was tilted, 16 cubic meters of ready-made mortar were spent on the foundation. So guys, our foundation is ready. Our ship called Country House went on an open voyage until spring.
We were young and drunk in love.
That window was probably the longest because we were waiting for the construction of our house to begin.
Finally, spring has come and we have started to work. We decided to build it from a block that we bought 25 cubes. According to our calculation, this should have been enough for 2 floors, 50 square meters each. We built the first floor in just 3 days. We had to buy a lot of sand in order to fill up and tamp the floor, since the height of the foundation in the deepest places reached more than 1 meter.
It's good that we made partition, although some friends told us that we don't need to do this. Well, it's like a concrete foundation. It presses on these blocks with weight so the structure is stable. Cool, isn't it? We'll really have a house. If you don't make partition, then the house can crack in a year.
After the partitions had dried, we put wooden beams of 150 by 250 millimeters in every 80 centimeters, and in 3 days we built the second floor. At that moment, a brilliant idea came to my bright head to make a terrace on the second floor.
Imagine a balcony of 15 square meters where in summer you can sunbathe or play mafia with your friends.
To support the timber of our terrace, we built 3 columns of concrete and brick. Not only do we have almost an entire room due to this terrace, but we also have a lot of space downstairs where we can make a summer kitchen or something else.
Yes, this will be a roof, and here will be a lot of space under the roof.
Most of the time we spent on the roof because everything had to be placed there evenly.
Friends, during the shooting I stopped being afraid of heights.
With the remaining block, we decided to sew up the gables and also fill the floor with the first rough layer of concrete. By the way, we still have such an old rotten house. We think what to do with it. There are a lot of options. I didn't even think that we would make a cool sauna out of that old house. While we were thinking about converting the old house into a sauna, we began to attach a vapor barrier which will protect the floor and insulation of our second floor from moisture. We decided not to save money on these windows and install the energy-saving ones, although it was expensive because we have 5 of them on each floor. By the way, have you noticed that we already have a door installed? Today we hope to install the windows. In just one day, we put up the windows and everything was thoroughly foamed.
I couldn't believe that just in 4 weeks we had a house, moreover already with windows and a door.
The 5th week was really busy. We insulated the floor of the second floor. For this, we took mineral wool. It's not very expensive and keeps warm very well. We made sure to put a hydro barrier so that the liquid that gets on the floor doesn't penetrate into the insulation and the excess moisture can escape from it. In the old house, to install the fireplace, we decided to remove an entire wall and then lay it with refractory bricks. So we're in the process of putting wires into our walls. Now we're making grooves in which they will be laid. This is how it will look in the future, and then here we'll have on-off switches, sockets and so on. As you can see, we have already started to run electricity around the house and also lay the floor on the second floor. We bought the tongue and groove board so that there is no squeak when walking. At the same time, we bought a board for the attic floor as well as molded board for our sauna. We put an iron door to the terrace, although I insisted on a glass door. And did you see how we fixed the floor? With the help of a jack, we installed the entire floor in just a day and a half. By analogy with the second floor, we are insulating it with mineral wool, then we'll sew it all up with vapor barrier. This is a kind of canvas if someone didn't know.
Even with hydro barrier.
The next step was the terrace. After insulating the beams with roofing felt, we began to lay the pre-finished decking board.
Vickers and I planned the second floor and decided to make 2 bedrooms.
In a day, we assembled a frame from an aluminum profile and having insulated it with mineral wool, we put drywall partitions. It worked out well. Now I'm gluing the seams of roofing material. This is such a thing as resin, and it won't allow moisture to be absorbed into our floor. After that, we'll put polystyrene foam and then we'll fill in all this with a finishing solution, concrete.
Why do we need polystyrene foam?
This is so that the floor remains warm. Next, we installed our future heating system. We hung up the radiators and took care of the flooring of the first floor. For the strength of the floor, we reinforced it with a mesh. Since we wanted to finish building the house in 60 days, we ordered a concrete casting machine. Are you kidding me? It looks as if the tiles were installed here, and that's it. It's so soft and smooth. Surprisingly, the floor turned out to be durable and, most importantly, very even. While our floor was drying, we finished the wall in the sauna and did the first test of the furnace.
I love sauna very much, and I was very glad that the first test of our sauna was successful.
Of course, we needed a bathroom in our house, so we decided to make it out of the remaining block and, of course, wired the switches. So we began to insulate our future sauna and thereby seal it using this foil. Having sealed it with molded boards, which unlike pine doesn't emit resin when heated, we equipped the furnace itself with stones so that it could be well watered. The plastering of the walls was very difficult and long. We rented a car and walked on the floors for about a week. In total, we had to plaster about 200 square meters. We have finally started making railings on the terrace. Look how lovely it's turning out. We made our railings from the remains of the board that we bought for the roof. Right, by the way, how do you like them? Initially, we wanted to make cruciform partitions.
And in the meantime, our sauna was almost ready.
We made the benches, huge normal lamps that are not afraid of high temperatures, a thermometer, and even made a shower room.
Before making the water distribution in our house, we need to connect the water pipe here at its very source.
Sergei carried out water into the house and we began to do the distribution of water and sewerage. The window sills were also installed. On the same day, we installed a staircase on our giant attic and laid linoleum on the ground floor. There was only 1 week left and we almost managed to do everything in 2 months. So the next week, we put in the walls and also painted them. Write in the comments, how do you like the color?
I personally wanted wallpaper in my room.
And I decided right away way that I would paint the walls. I really like the color of my room. After finishing the walls, we sanded, painted and varnished the floor. We painted our loggia and made furniture there from the remaining floorboards. After finishing the water and sewerage distribution, we put tiles in the bathroom and installed the plumbing system. Also assembled the kitchen cabinets, and the most important thing is that our sauna is ready and we take a steam bath in it with pleasure. The construction of the house with the arrangement cost us only $13,000. Of course, it can be said that we managed to do everything in 2 months, but we live in this house, and in the next episodes you will see how the arrangement of this house, sauna and also the entire site continues. Therefore, be sure to subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so as not to miss the next episodes. Please support this video with your likes since we worked a lot on it. Write in the comments if you want the continuation of this project. It was ficus and interesting with you. See you next Sunday.
I was broken. How could they say you made me come undone? Now I know that it's okay.
Blah, blah.